Welcome back for some more action at the Colin Coleman Memorial Tournament. We have in the U11AA division, we have the Cole Harbour Wings coming from Nova Scotia to face the Lewisville Lightning.
Man, this is looking more like a Detroit-Tampa Bay matchup. These two teams are both 1-0, and they look to start off strong day one with two solid wins. There's the backhand that just goes above the net. So your starting goalies, Lewisville, they've gone with Sam Philott, and Cole Harbour, they got Jackson Johnstone in between the pipes for this afternoon's matchup. Getting into the afternoon stretch now of day one of the 2026 Colin Coleman here up the blue line, waiting. There's a shot, and that one barely didn't get through traffic. Here the Lightning recover in their own end. It's Leger skating around. That was almost a bad turnover right in the side of the net. They'll whistle this one down. So Cole Harbour earlier today, their game not on our channel, they were at the Greenfoot Energy fourplex. They took down the Riverview Blues by a score of 4-1, and they look to continue their perfect streak into game two today. Here's Hammer bringing it in around the cage, going up to the blue line now, waiting with it. There's Hennebury. He'll dump that back behind the net. Hammer looking right out in front. Philott is down on the ice. The Lightning are able to take this one out of the zone and into center. Working back with it, there's Alchambault. He gets that one stolen. Wings come back the other way. It was Hanratty trying to pull off some nice moves right at the side of the net. Here's Stewart, the shot, they score! I believe that was Cale Stewart that headed to the side of the net and buried it for Cole Harbour.
Cole Harbour strikes just under 2 minutes into this game. I mean, you've already seen they have some very strong skaters, and that finish was just absolutely perfect, sliding it under the pads. 1-0 Wings.
And so far, Lewisville still looking for their first shot. There's a pass out into the slot. And another good save, I believe, by Philott. Or potentially have been blocked. And here the Lightning escape the zone. It's brought back there by McDonald. Lightning tried again. That pass is picked off by Slonwhite. Slonwhite bringing it in along the right side. Waiting and shooting. And that one at the crossbar, I believe. Or it could have deflected off the glove of Philott. But regardless, what a shot. There's Hanratty pinning his man up against the boards. A little backhand pass. The Lightning now get outside the zone. It moves up towards center. Back with it for the Wings is Stewart. He puts this one along the boards, but they will be in offside. Already a 1-0 game in favor of the Cole Harbour Wings here on MST. And here they win the draw again. It gets moved back to the defense. Here's Hennebury. Waiting, will shoot that one along the wall. Try to get that one over to Izzard. Blocked it at the line. And that one deflected off of a bunch of stakes. Leger almost on that. Now back the other way. Here's Hammer stepping in. Hammer to his backhand. Scores!
Hammer pickpocketing the Lewisville defenders as they try to get back, and goes on the breakaway and makes no mistake. And the Wings double up on the Lightning less than 4 minutes into the game.
Yeah, that was Easton Hammer going all the way to the opposite end, and will tuck that one into the net. Now making it 2-0 in favor of the Wings off the draw. It was Cowper moving that one across D to D. Here's a shot, they score!
That's 3 goals in less than 3 minutes.
and couldn't quite pinpoint who got the shot off there. There was a shot from long that the goaltender was not expecting. So make it now 3-0 in favor of Cole Harbour, as they've come out to a huge start so far. Taking along the boards here, the Lightning get this one outside the zone. Wing back in, it's cleared by Henneberry. Back within the defensive zone, Doyle will chuck that one up against the wall. Back for Doyle on the red line, flipped in. Going to be caught in here by Roussel. Roussel, his pass blocked in at the line. Henneberry waiting, going D to D. What a move, but the pocket gets picked. And now the Lightning able to clear the zone. Here's Doucette, stumbling before he could properly get possession. Still trying to get up and battling here with Hazard. Lightning, they try to clear, they just barely can't. It's somehow kept into the zone. There's a nice move. The Wings try to set up a play here. To the line. Cleared down and behind the net. Picked up here by McDougall. McDougall backhander, right out in front. That went off a body. And to be taken by Lewisville, and we'll go to the other side. Here's Doyle. Back with it, we'll throw it up against the boards. This one looks to be icing, and it will be called icing against the Cole Harbour Wings.
So far, the Cole Harbour Wings coming out of the gates flying here, scoring 3 goals in less than 3 minutes. I mean, this just goes to show how dominant of a team they are.
And an impressive U11 program they got going. Already up 3-0 face-off, won by Jensen. Moved it back to his defense. Around the boards, and now goes for Cowper, who extends this one outside the zone. Skating after it, here's Keogh. Keogh unable to get there. Here, potential break with a backhand. And what a save there by Phil Lutt. Diving out to make that one. There's another shot that was blocked off a shin pad before it could get to the net. They have it in the corner. What a toe drag. Oh my God, right to the middle. And they couldn't quite get the shot off. Would have been a highlight reel goal. Another try. And that one redirected away. The Lightning back up with speed. Moving along the right wing. Now trying to go behind the net there was Viret. And this one will find its way up to the line. Coming down there was Lacasse. Doyle now for the Wings. Getting that one up to the right wing, and there's a bit of a collision there. It will be shot out, go through a couple legs. Bit of a tie up at center, where the Lightning will chase onto that one. Caught in the middle, that one whacked off the stick of Mockler. Going back the other way, here's Ackett. Ackett around the boards, hitting the brakes, looking to center that one out. Waiting, there's the shot. Save and the rebound. They still jam at it. And that one will somehow find its way out of the zone. Doyle to the middle here for Slonwhite. Slonwhite into the zone, waiting and shooting. There's Phil Lutt with the save. As we get down, just under 6 minutes to go, and he will go look back at one of the earlier chances by the Wings that just did not go. The beautiful shot into the high slot. Exactly where you want to be. They just couldn't tuck it home. Lightning back the other way. What a nice move getting in. Here's the shot. There's the save from Johnstone. His first big test of the game. Comes in a huge way, where he manages to fight away a potential 2-on-1.
And great technique, stepping out of the net and having confidence to shut the door on Lejeal, getting the save for his team.
And looked like there was a rush emerging there, but that one's broken up by Slonwhite, where he sends that one up. This one going on to Phil Lutt. He'll decide to play that one out. Risky decision. There was a wing waiting right there on the doorstep. Here come the Lightning across the blue line. There's a poke check. The Wings want a penalty on that one.
Well, so far, the reffing has been fantastic all throughout this tournament, but there have been some calls coaches would have liked challenged so far. But we are not the NHL, so we can't do video-assisted referee reviews.
They can't review certain penalties anyway, especially for Lane Hudson's case.
Oh, yeah. Phantom trip.
Face-off going back in the Cole Harbour zone. This one's going to go to the left of Johnstone. Face-off taken by the Wings. Here's Hanratty. Moving up the left wing. He was quickly poke-checked. It's flipped back in here by Book. Going behind the net to find it. Here's Cowper. Continuing around his net. We'll send that one up. McDougall, a one-touch pass. Now onto the tape there of Hanratty. Hanratty moving into the zone, trying to move his way with speed, cutting wide before he was forced into the boards and angled it with perfection. Hanratty still with it. We'll take a backhand sent to the middle, trying to get that shot off there, but it's taken away by the Lightning defense, and down the ice it'll go. This one does not look like it'll go for icing, especially Johnstone coming out of his net to negate that possibility there. Henneberry up the boards. Beautiful one-touch passes. It gets right to the tape of Jensen. Jensen moving in. Here's the shot. And save there by Phil Lutt. The rebound was waiting down the crease for a split second. Fake a wraparound outside the back end towards the net. And that one takes some sort of redirection and ends up wide. Turning, spinning and firing through a couple legs. The save from Phil Lutt. And we'll have a stoppage of play with just over 3.5 to go. So nothing much more to say from the Cole Harbour Wings in this first period other than just pure domination. Look to see if the Lightning can flip the script here. Wings in the offensive end. Potential breakout will get out as Hazard came to pinch, and that one looking like the Lightning player had been taken down. Here's Doyle. We'll chuck that one across. This one might end up being icing. They chase after it with speed. It's Keogh finding it behind the net. Taken away, Hazard. Lurking behind the net. Turns and spins and fires. It's the side of the net. Phil Lutt was facing the other way. The Lightning escape now through the neutral zone. Could be a potential 2-on-1. Walking in. There's the shot. And turned away there by Johnstone. A good rush there by Vincent Lacoste. Here come the Wings again. It's Hansen. Moving in past one. Hansen tried to get that to the net, but just barely fanned on his attempt. Hansen, there's the pass. The one-timer attempt didn't work. Out in the slot. They battle for it in the blue paint before it's steered away into the corner. Lightning with it in their own end. Turning, looking behind his net. There's Roussel. Roussel going around, stopping it. There's Stewart. Around the net now. It's caught at the hash marks. To the middle there. Deflects off a stick. Goes around the boards. Taken. Lightning still trying to recover and get out of their own end. And they finally do so. Rink wide pass. That one didn't go. Now they're working again. That one not offside, although looked decently close. Stepping in, McMahon. Got player of the game in his first game this morning at 8:15. He's back here again. Just over a minute left. Slonwaite launching that one across rink wide. Taken there by Sanford. Sanford moving in. Might have a chance here. Sanford unloads and shoots the rebound. They dig for it. Still loose in the paint before it's fired out up towards the ringette line. And the Lightning will just be able to get this one out of the zone. Wings recover back in their own end. In the neutral zone, Slonwait bringing it up. Hits the brakes. Goes up to the line. A bit of room here as the Wings throw this one across. Waiting, it's sent down low there from Hanratty. And we got a penalty coming up in the corner. It's going to go against the Lightning. So with just over 30 seconds, the Cole Harbour Wings will see the first man advantage of the game. And just a bit too aggressive in the corner. So making a 5-on-4. Face off, won by the Wings. Here's Stewart at the line. Going D to D with great cycling. Here's the shot to the net, low. The rebound again is just kicked wide by Phil Lutt. Waiting here is Hazard. Up to the blue line. A nice move there by Henneberry. Getting it to the middle. High slot, there's the shot. And just over the crossbar. Wings camping out behind the net. Looking to get a shot here. They need to do so pretty quickly as they move to the net. Up high, Henneberry unloads off the post. What a great chance. As we have a whistle here with 1.5 seconds on the clock. So it looks like we're just going to have this face-off and end our first period of play. And here's a quick shot at the draw. They score!
Count right at the buzzer. Now, if I had a nickel for every time we had a buzzer beater goal today, we'd have 2 nickels.
And that's way more than expected. What a shot from the line. I believe that was William Slonwait with 1 second left. Picked the top corner right as the buzzer went, making this game 4-0. Count that as a power play goal as well. We'll be back for period 2 here on MST.
Welcome back, folks, to the second period of action between the Cole Harbour Wings and the Lewisville Lightning. After 1 period of play, the Cole Harbour Wings lead the Lightning by a score of 4-0 with their 4th goal, coming as a buzzer beater with just 1 second left, and we're off.
And that will also count as a power play goal, so make Cole Harbour 1 for 1 on the power play, as they will now skate left to right, or right to left, excuse me, on your screen at home. There's a quick shot, they score! And they start off the second period hot as well. It's Douglas Ackett who moves in, makes no mistake. And it was Phil Lutt that got about 85% of it.
Trickle then behind him. 5-0 Wings.
So an extremely quick start to the Wings to open up the second period.
Not only skill-wise and in just terms of puck possession, but also the way the Cole Harbour Wings have just like dominated the rhythm and intensity of the game, making sure the Lightning are the team trying to match with them and not trying to match the Lightning's rhythm, has really shown on the ice today and on the scoreboard.
And what's really stood out to me has been their passing game, being able to get set up in mere seconds in the offensive zone and get the puck moving.
I mean, you're seeing absolutely laser passes you would see in higher levels, and these kids are doing it like it's second nature.
Now going up to the line here. It's Hanratty going to the back door. The shot just misses wide. And again, just like we were saying, the ability to get this puck cycled around is just insane.
And all you need is one good passing lane for a goal.
They walk in again, high slot. There's the shot, they score. And that one, another snipe to the top corner. Jake Jensen. An absolute missile upstairs.
Jake Jensen sneaking by two Lewisville defenders and sniping at top corner. I mean, that's just an all-skill goal right there. Not much you can do about that one.
And definitely a highlight reel goal, to say the least. Makes two great moves to shimmy off two Lewisville Lightning players, and then picks that top corner with surgical precision. Here's Martin. Back with it for the Lightning. Rimmed around the boards. Almost caught in here. It's Anhorn. Now getting out. Looking around here. Lijal stepping in. Fights off one man, but it's McDonald that takes over. McDonald now getting this one up. Potential 2-on-1 for the Wings. As they walk in. Here's the head pass. There's a backhand. They score. Again, a beautiful play by the Wings, managing to get on a 2-on-1. And there's the backhand that finds the back of the net.
Well, that's what happens when you forecheck and place pressure on the opponent. Sooner or later, they're going to cough up the puck, and their forecheck paid off, and now they're up 7-0. Just about 9 minutes left in this second period.
There's Bass with a nice D-to-D pass as it finds its way back over to the Cole Harbour blue line. Bringing it in for Lewisville, there's Mockler. The Wings that get this one out, it's poked across over for Keogh. Keogh against the board, shot there by Archambault. Cleared, and that'll be icing now against the Lewisville Lightning. And again, not too much more to say other than just pure domination so far in this game from the Cole Harbour Wings, who are 1-0 and look to make that, looking to keep that perfect record. Here as we get down to 9 minutes left in the second, they bring it back into the zone. Sanford moving towards the net. It's shot back there by Doucette. Mockler moving outside the zone for the Lightning, sending this one across. Wings now recouping their own end. The pass off the mark. This one's going to go all the way down the ice. Does not look like this one will be called an icing, however. Stopped in there by McDougall. At the line, there was Hanratty trying to make some nice moves. He now gets outside the zone. Hanratty going back at the blue line. Cutting across. Inside the zone now. Got past a couple. Hanratty to the middle. That one swept away. Here's the trailer shot. Another try, and it slides in. They score.
Well, like we've seen all game so far, these Cole Harbour Wings players have just stayed just so aggressive on the puck and on their own rebounds too, showing they don't give up until the puck goes in.
And make that an even number 8-0. So far, Thompson back with it. The pass, tried to get that one up to Mockler, and it looks like they're going to call that an offside. That one just skipped out of the zone. That was Pippa Tate trying to bring it back into the zone. The Wings bring it back in. They cut behind the net now. Hitting the brakes there is Henneberry. Henneberry waiting. Is trying to look for options as he now finds his way into the corner. Henneberry with Thompson. Goes up to the blue line. Going down low, here's Jensen. Jensen in the middle on his backhand. Tries to put that one in the net. That was blocked off a skate. That one flipped high. It will be held in the zone here by Cowper. A flip out. And again, this one will find its way outside in neutral ice. The Wings try to bring it in. The Lightning head back the other way. Verrett. Climbing his way through. The Wings will have it behind their own cage now. Sent up, it'll find its way just outside the zone. And now across the ice. The Lightning will bring it in here along the right wing. Some battling in the corner before it's recaptured by the Cole Harbour defense. Still loose in the battle, be brought behind the net here by Slonwhite. And the Wings will get a pretty clean escape all the way down the ice. Fiolette is going to have to stop this one. And for a whistle, so we'll have a Cole Harbour offensive zone draw. Here, right to the pass out in front. There's the backhand save from Phil Lutt, diving to make that one. A very impressive save. That one, as it was right out in front. Phil Lutt had himself going one way and quickly managed to pounce back to make that save. Off the draw again, taken by Cole Harbour. Into the boards, there's a big collision, and it looks like we're going to have our first penalty of the game, or our second penalty of the game, excuse me. It's going to go against the Lewisville Lightning. It's Cameron Brennan that's going to head off. So Cole Harbour to the man advantage. Face off to the right of Fiolette. Caught in by the Wings, going behind the net now. Rimmed around by Hanredy. Taken by McDougall. McDougall to the blue line. Cowper waits and fires. It's blocked. And that definitely hurt Sanford out in front. He's down. Looks to be trying to get up as the Lightning go back the other way. That shot got him up high. And he'll be off for a change as there's play in the opposite end. We have a body taken down, and it looks like we're going to head to some 4-on-4, I do believe. And that would be right. It's Cade McDougall and heads to the box. We'll have a brief 4-on-4, I believe, for about 1:25. And then we'll see a bit of a Lewisville Lightning power play. Wings off the draw. They move up the zone with speed now in the neutral zone. Defending here is Keogh. The pass across. Toe drag trying to get a shot off. Good defense by Keogh out in front. Caught by Follett, and he'll be able to cover. And iced all the way down. Coming out to play it, there's Johnstone. Venturing way outside his cage to see that one. Stewart going behind the net, waiting, now cutting back. Stewart throwing that one up. Wings with speed down the other way, cutting right up to the middle, winds in, there's the shot, just misses wide, and that one was bounced right back out in front.
Jensen showing some shades of Connor Bedard with that toe drag release, just shooting it wide of the net.
And here's Mockler skating it up for the Lightning. Less than 30 seconds to go on the 4-on-4 before we'll see a Lewisville Lightning power play. As it's brought into the zone and angled out wide. Here's Noah Keogh. Trying to go behind the net now, has to go back up to the line as they fight for it down behind the net of Johnstone. The Wings bring it up in neutral ice. Along the right wing now, into the zone, waiting, cutting to the middle. Winding in is Jensen, now cutting back, looking for his options. 4-on-4 is now done. It's a Lewisville Lightning power play. Izzard, the pass across, waiting, there's a shot. It's deflected, they look for the rebound. It's down right next to Follett. And a bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle. And that one was under the feet of Lennon Doucette. He couldn't find it, although it was right underneath him. Face off won by the Wings. They're short-handed here. Taken and shot back in there by Izzard. Skating with it, Hackett at the line. Puts it up, coming down, there's the shot. It got the stick out of the hands of Verrett. Hackett and Izzard, little miscommunication on that one. Move behind the net here for Roussel. Right at the blue line, it'll get just outside the Wings end. There's a Lightning player that falls right next to the Cole Harbour bench as there's a bit of a scrum now for the puck. And we'll call this one off for a whistle at just under 3.5 left in period 2. And an icing quickly off the draw here from the Lewisville Lightning. It's an 8-0 game here at the K Arena. Part of the 2026 Colin Coleman U11 and U13 competitive tournament. Being streamed all tournament long here on MST. Offensive zone draw for the Wings. To the left of Follett. It's the Lewisville defense that'll take that one. Anhorn up the wall. And trying to get that one over to Lijau. Here, the shot to the net, they score. It was a nice backdoor feed.
Diving pass and made the cross crease play, and the Cole Harbour Wings make this game 9-0.
Now less than 3 to go. And the Wings have just dominated this hockey game. And they continue to do so, as now it's found in the middle. Working his way up is Hanratty. Hanratty cutting in on his backhand. Saved by Phil Lutt as the rebound is shoved up to the blue line. Waiting, here's a shot through traffic that almost gets through. Hits the last body there. Philippe Martin. McDougall trying to find that in the corner. That one taken and bounced up the wall. Anhorn cutting through before it's taken by the Cole Harbour defense as they will circle it around their net. Right in the middle, trying to shoot that one on net at the line. Martin waiting and firing, and that one denied and turned away. The Wings go back the opposite direction. Sanford, the pass. What a pass. There's a shot off the crossbar and above the net. Would have been a highlight reel play. Lewisville going out for the Lightning. Along the blue line, makes a nice move. Lewisville cutting into his backhand and couldn't quite get that one on net. That one also would have been a highlight reel goal. Lewisville again will try. This one flipped up. The rebound just in the high slot before it trickled over to the right side. Minute and a half to go in period 2. And we might have a breakaway all alone. The forehand, another great save by Phil Lutt. McDougall up high, the one-timer attempt from Jensen in the high slot. Didn't get all of that, will miss just wide. This one flipped over to center. Skating out here is Anhorn. Anhorn's trying to shovel that one across over from McMahon. And here's a stretch pass, a good one at that. The Wings come back down the other way. There's the shot that just goes above the net. That was Pippa Tate, almost seeing the top corner. Wings move it back again in the offensive end. That one taken away after a miscommunication. Mockler trying to get that one out, and Will, almost a perfect pass, redirected, tried to see Tristan Archambault. Now only 40 seconds left to go. The Wings bring it back. A nice move, cutting to the side of the net. Now in front, almost kicked in. Tate off his skate. They look for it. It's on to Phil Lutt, who's down on the ground. And he is somehow able to keep that one outside the net. And here's a chance from earlier. Hayden McDougall stepping in, and Phil Lutt turns him aside. It's Ackett in the face-off circle, won by the Lightning. Ackett takes over, however. Ackett cutting along the wall, along the ringette line. There's the shot, Phil Lutt. The save and the rebound is just sent wide. Bull Harbour again trying to recover. It's Ackett that's able to keep this one in the zone. Shot put towards the net. Here's Hammer. Gonna take it in the corner. Hammer tied up with Basque. Taken away by Ackett. Ackett up high. There's the shot. And that one just misses the net. Would have been another potential buzzer beater. It ends 9-0 after the second period. We'll head to period 3 on MSD. Brandon Lane, Gio Aragon from the K Arena with you at the 2026 Colin Coleman U11 U13 competitive. Now we head to straight time in the third period. We'll play 12 minutes straight. In the tournament rules, if there is a 5-goal difference or more after the second, It'll be straight time in the third. Here's a shot quickly, gloved down by Johnstone, and that'll be our first whistle. But time will continue. And puck is dropped immediately. There's a shot turned away by the mini-wheat of Johnstone. And the Wings go back up the other way. It's McDougall skating up. We'll dump this one in. Gathering here is Elliot Thompson. Thompson going D to D around his net. Will be taken around the boards as the Lightning construct a perfect breakout up in here. But taken away, it's Hanratty going back, trying to make a nice move. Gets the puck back even after he lost it. Tries to go back door. The shot, they bang at it, and they score.
And to add just more onto it, again, they're just so persistent on the puck. Find the right moment at the right time, and now the lead is by double digits here.
And that looks to be Cade McDougall, who was waiting perfectly in the right spot on the back door and got a perfectly precise pass from Braden Hanratty. And just not much you can do when you're a goaltender in that situation. The Lightning moving back down the right wing. There's the shot, and that one just missed the net, not by much. Wings will recover. Izzard trying to poke it through. He sends that one across. Tate banking that one off the boards. And delayed icing now, and this one will just not get there. And Cole Harbour will take possession. Working in the offensive zone. Breaking up against the wall. Put to the blue line there for Doyle. His shot was redirected. Another try. And that one just wide of the net. The Lightning move through center. With speed up the right wing. They cut in. It's poked there, I believe, on defense. Maximus Cowper denying any chance there. Here's the headman pass over to Hansen. Hansen moving in, could be all alone. That's taken away there by Alessio Leger. Leger finding it in the corner. Giving a little bump. There's a shot to the net. And a save was made there by Filot. Saucer pass to the middle. That one taken by McMahon. McMahon moving his way through. Unable to get anything going. It'll be Stewart that threw it against the wall. Hansen again. He's stripped of the puck. Working in. The backhand to the back door. The shot. They score. It's Blake McMahon waiting perfectly on the back door. Breaks the ice for the Lightning with a great pass from Alessio Leger.
Well, he's at the right place at the right time, alone at the mouth of the goal. Just got that one in, 10-1.
Blocked out the line here by Doucette. That one taken away. Attempted shot towards the goal there by Lacasse. Here comes the trailer trying to work his way in. And that one a huge hit against the boards right in the corner. And we're going to have a penalty here against Cole Harbour. And this will send Lewisville to the power play. And it looks like we do have a 5-on-4, but 2 penalties on the scoreboard. So a 3-minute power play up and coming for the Lightning. They walk in, there's a quick shot, and that one's denied before it could get to the net. The Wings breaking out of the zone now. Azard. The pass to the middle. Azard stepping in. And he was unable to get anything going. Back is Henneberry. Will headman that one up for Jensen. Jensen could be in all alone. Jensen working his way in to his backhand and scores. And the Wings get another one. It's a nice move from Jensen to move to his backhand, where he will get a shorty. And then make it 11-1 now in the favor of the Cole Harbour Wings. Cole Harbour quickly in off the draw. Working their way in, it's now taken back by Bulk. Bulk heads up with steam the opposite way. Walks in, waits, delays, and scores. Easton Bulk with a nice play to get the power play goal. And the Lightning respond back. Now making this game even more high scoring. Now not too much time left in the power play. They'll walk in offside there. Now still just under 3 minutes to go on their power play. That a 6-minute man advantage caught there by Philott. As time continues to tick down here at the K Arena, playing straight time, and still lots of goals going in. 2 goals apiece for each team. It's the Lightning who win it off the draw. At the blue line. They bring it into the offensive zone now. Some nice moves. Cutting in. Bulk trying to get another one. And he was turned away. And now this one will be sent down by the Wings. The Lightning, they recover in their offensive zone. Just over 1:30 still to go. It's brought in here by Alchambault. He was quickly swept away. Here's Doyle with the clear. There was a sliding Lewisville Lightning player to block down. I believe that was McMahon. But the Wings managed to find their way back the opposite way. Here's the shot, the save, and the rebound. They jam away at it, and they score. And the Wings get another one short-handed after it looks like the Drew Sanford just banging away right in the slot. And to where that one will eventually cross the goal line, giving Cole Harbour yet another goal. here in this very high-scoring hockey game. Lightning walk in to the slot. Now it's poked right onto Johnstone. He's able to make the save and turn that one away. Legal going up high. Here's the shot, the save, and we got a penalty up and coming. Head contact, I believe it is. It's going against Cole Harbour. So we'll have a very brief 5-on-3 as the clock keeps ticking. Now just 5 seconds. And so we're now just going to have just under 3-minute power play. And there's a goal from Legal. And that one didn't take very long on the power play. Now making it 12-3 as we get to the final minutes. And so the Lightning get their power play goal there as we get down to just 30 seconds to go. Face off one. They look there at the blue line. Jensen coming back for the wings, walking in, going to his forehand and scores. And just one last punch there from Jake Jensen, showing off his moves once more. And this time going to his forehand instead of the backhand. And to where the Wings will cap that one off at a 13-3 victory. Here on MST, the Wings now go up 2-0. The Lightning are 1-1. They're still alive. If they win their third game, if they want to see some semifinal action on Sunday. Thank you for joining us, MST. Brandon Lane, Dio Aragon from the K Arena. Stay tuned for more Colin Coleman tournament action here on the MST YouTube.